Hey students and parents, in this video we're going to be talking about adding mixed numbers with unlike denominators. It's important to just take the previous skills and strategies with adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators over into this new concept of mixed numbers. All right, this example we have here is 2 5/6 plus 3 3/4. Our denominators here, we're going to have to come up with a common denominator, but what I want to do first is just add up my whole numbers. Okay, 2 plus 3 is 5. That's something we'll have at the end that we'll talk about. But let's go over our denominators. We're just going to add the fractions the same way and then put it all together at the end. So 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 4 is 24, 6 times 5 is 30. I'll stop there. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 5 is 20. As we're going here, I see that let me just keep going just because I wanted to get to this, because I have two common denominators, one being 24, the other being 12, and we're going to look at the least common denominator, so we're going to be focusing on 12. We can make these denominators into 12, okay, and then we're going to be adding them, and the questions is how did we get from 4 to 12? Well, we went 4, 1, 2, 3, so we multiply by 3. We need to do the same to the top. 3 times 3 is 9, and when we have here, how do we get from 6 to 12? We multiplied by 2, so we do the same over here. 5 times 2 is 10. And when we add these up, we get 19 twelfths. And I know that's going to look a little bit strange that we have 5 and 19 twelfths. When we add the fractions, we get this. When we add the whole numbers, we get this. But this is kind of a strange looking number. It's kind of a mixed improper fraction. So we need to make sure that we know how to change a improper fraction to a mixed number and then sort of carry it over to that one. Okay, because I know I can take 12 away from this 19, 12 twelfths out of the 19 twelfths, and it would be a whole. So I could move that over to here, being that. But now I need to take 12 away from 19, and I'm left with 7 twelfths. The other way we could do that is we would divide 19 by 12, and we would get 1 and 7 twelfths, which is the 1 and 7 twelfths. And what that is basically just when we took this 12 or took 12 out of here, we were left with that 7, and that 1 goes over here, and we're left with the 1 and 7 twelfths added to the 5, making it 6 and 7 twelfths is our final answer. Okay? So the other way we could solve this problem is by changing these mixed numbers into improper fractions, then adding them, and then putting them back in the original form. What I'm going to first do is put them into improper fractions, then change the denominators, then add them, and then put them back in their original form. Now you see I'm already talking about it. It's already a lot of steps. The other way is a lot simpler in working, but this sort of makes sure it's all in one thing and you don't forget about it. You don't have to separate two different parts. Okay? So I'm going to start with this top fraction. Or top mixed number. So 3 times the denominator, 6 times the whole number, we have 12, and then we're going to add the 5, so we're left with 17 sixths, okay, which that equals the same thing. And over here we have the denominator times the whole number. 4 times 3 is 12, plus the 3 is 15 fourths, okay. Now we need to still go over this, what we did previously, which I shouldn't have erased it, but I did, which is okay. I can just write it really quickly. I remember that 12 was where we were, so that's a good thing. So we're going to transfer and convert this into twelfths. So the same question is how did we get from 6 to 12? What we did is we multiplied by 2. We're going to do the same to the top, and 17 times 2 is 34. And then we say, how do we get from 4 to 12? We multiply by 3. We're going to do the same to the top. So 15 times 3 is 45. Okay? So when we then are going to add these up, we're going to keep our denominator at twelfths, and we are going to have 34 plus 45. I'm just going to do that quickly right here, pull it out, and add it up. We're left with 79 twelfths, okay? And 79 twelfths, that's not the type of answer we want you to just leave on your paper. We don't want you to circle it and whatnot. It needs to be back in its original form. They gave you mixed numbers. You need to put it back in mixed number form. So what we will do is just quickly, right here, we'll do 79 divided by 12. Clear some space, okay? So actually, I'll move it up. 79 divided by 12, because that's what we have here. How many times does 12 go into 7? 0 times. How many times does 12 go into 79? It goes in 6 times. 6 times 12 is 72. We subtract, we get 7. So our answer here is 6 and 7 twelfths. And if you'll remember from the last time, this is the same answer we got. Now it's kind of easy on the back end because there's less of the adding parts here and parts there, but it keeps it all sort of one thing. It's a lot of steps all the way, but we do get the same answer that we did previously. So that's 2 different ways of solving adding mixed numbers problems. Whichever way works for you, whichever way you think is easiest for you, please do it that way. Just make sure you're showing your work in an organized way and doing all the steps necessary to find the best answer. We'll be doing another video about subtracting or finding the difference of 2 mixed numbers. So be on the lookout for that.